with day two. Yesterday, if you didn't catch the video, I had a process video where I put this little 6x8 spread together. It goes here in the album, and we have moved on now. It'll be here to this spread where I have these three pictures. So this was when my daughter was 1, I believe. And this is all about her Halloween costume, this spread. So my plan is to put this over here. I'm thinking with a flap here, and then this here with some journaling, and maybe some journaling under the flap. But that's the plan. I'm going to move this to the side. And I will put you on fast forward and maybe some music, maybe a voiceover. We'll see how I'm feeling. Okay, hopefully we're not echoey now. I think my recording thing must have used the wrong microphone or something. Anyway, what I was showing you there real quick was that I planned to make that trick-or-treat page into a 4x6, and I wanted to make sure that it fit well in the pocket, and you will watch me mess that up later. But while I'm picking out some papers here, let's talk about that costume, because I have a tradition of making, oh, watch me, here I go, measure, as if I'm going to make this absolutely perfect. I figure I'll line it up. That's, see, fits in the pocket. Now and what happened? I still have no idea what happened, but we're just gonna go with it. Anyway, back to the costume. So since my daughter was born, I have a tradition of making her costume. I like to be crafty. I'm sure that's not a surprise to anyone. And this year I decided to make her into an octopus or a squid, whatever. And in turn, this is one of my favorite costumes that I have ever made. So I got her a little pink hat and added felt eyeballs, and I stuffed them so they kind of stick out. But my favorite part is I got her 2 of those shirts she's wearing, that little off-white shirt. I got one that's her size, which is what you see, the long sleeves, and one that it was way oversized. I cut the sleeves off of that one so it kind of became a dress, if you will. And then I found those stripy tights, and she wore a pair of the tights, and then I had 3 other pairs of the tights, so 8 legs in total, and I stuffed the other 6, and I added buttons for the little suckers at the back, and I sewed them inside that shirt. And when she walked, I wish I had a video that I could show you. I'm sure I do somewhere, but I have not been able to dig it out. But when she walked, the little legs would go like flip-floppy, flying everywhere, and it was so precious. So anyway, I love that, and I love that I'm getting to document it here. So anyway, back to what I'm actually doing. I picked my base papers, and now this photo has been bothering me even since before I started this video. Like, the other ones had a white outline, or the smallest one did, and this one did not, and it felt like it just needed a border. And as you can see, I tried so many different papers back there, and I knew in my head that it just needed a black border. See, I'm going to do the same thing with this photo here. I knew in my head it just needed a black border, but I resisted and I resisted and I resisted until I finally gave in. I was like, yeah, it needs a black border. And I added one, and that's what I'm doing to this one too, just so it stands out a little bit more on that busy but super cute paper. I love that paper. It's not one I would normally pick, but for this, it's perfect for the trick-or-treating page. The colors are cute and soft and go well. So I plan on making this flap, and I had pulled out this light polka dot, and I like that it plays against the heavier polka dot on the bottom. But I knew I probably wanted to put some journaling on it, so I didn't want it to be too busy. So I scored the top of that at, I think, a 1/2 inch, because I knew I wanted to make a flap out of it. And I lost my train of thought. It left the station without me. Sorry. So I saw that house there, and I cut this out. I did not make you watch me do this for several minutes, but I ended up fussy cutting it out with an X-Acto knife, because I really hated to lose that one little peachy colored house. Because the big photo there, you see it's kind of pinky peachy because we were on our porch and it was at dusk, and I wanted to bring it in with that house, and covering it up was not doing the trick for me. So I ended up fussy cutting it so I could use it as an embellishment somewhere. Now that little Polaroid acetate frame that says transparency on it, it literally jumped out of my Halloween box of goodies at me when I reached over there for something else, and so it really wanted to be on this page, and I obliged. I put it on this page. I really wish I had known it was going to do that before I had glued down that background paper, though, because I would have preferred to staple it on there somehow. But in the end, what I end up doing, because I layer this tag on it, I'm able to, you'll see, kind of trap it in there. I do tape it to the tag. And here we go. So I'll do my little fuss, got to make it perfect. Then I'll tape it down so I can flip it over. And then I use some washi tape. See, I'm tapping my fingers. How am I going to do this? Because there's really not very many places where I can hide adhesive. So my plan was to do what I can just with this little bit here. You see, I'm going to put tape over top of the washi, and it kind of traps the top of that frame there. And later when I add more embellishments to this page, it will trap it fully down. So it'll be good. Okay, so after that step, I believe I'm at the point where I am looking for embellishments. That's what I'm digging through to my right. And I'm going to give you some spooky, happy music to listen to while you watch me embellish this thing, and I will see you on the flip side. So here we have the finished product. I do attach that later and add the journaling off screen. I think the underside of that is my absolute favorite part. It feels the most like me. Love this. Just love it. And then I love these two little embellishment clusters. I was not sure about them, but it works out well. Nope. I realized I did not cut that off. If you were one of those people screaming at me to cut it off since way back when, I did. I promise. And then a quick little last little bit. Nice and simple. And that's that. So I will see you back tomorrow with another layout. Have a great scrappy day. Bye.